Hello everybody. I'm gonna try to make this a quick video, so share with you some thoughts I had that are related to my priorities thing that you guys have heard me teach before. Let me start off by saying that you guys know that, or some of you know, that I haven't been 100% well lately. And I should also mention that I'm not posting videos right now. So if you're watching this when it first comes out, it was probably recorded weeks ago. Okay, so don't be thinking, that I'm, complaining about being sick or anything like that. I look sick. look at my hair. Oh no. Oh my. Now I'm out shopping right now, and I had this thought recently. When you're not feeling well, your thoughts can drift towards the morose topics like dying. And it dawned on me last night, and don't get me wrong, I have been feeling better over the last couple weeks. In fact, I would have to say I'm at a new milestone in terms of feeling better. You would not think it looking at my hair. But but I realized last night that when I think back to the old timers, the guys I used to work with, with only a few exceptions, these guys worked. I'm a musician, okay? When I say work, I'm talking about playing gigs. Guys show up and do the job. They work until they die. The trumpet player thing is something. It just dawned on me last night. There are a few exceptions where somebody withered away, right? There were a few exceptions, but the guys that I know who have passed away, most of them worked to the last days. They had gigs to the last days. And why was I thinking about this? Because I went recently, I don't know, it might have been 6 weeks without practicing much. And I mean, I'm almost ashamed to even say this. You guys know I'm not one of those practice everyday types. But I was feeling so rotten that I didn't, quote unquote, feel like practicing. I didn't feel like this. I didn't feel like that. This is all very new to me. My whole life I've been super, super healthy. And I've never had to confront this apathetic urge to just not do anything because I don't feel good. I've never, when I heard people talk like that when I was younger, I couldn't understand it. And I couldn't understand it because I didn't have a reference for that. Yes, I've had the flu a few times. I think being a musician, you have the flu, you still get stuff done. I've gone through periods where I practice during the flu. I've gone through periods where I don't practice during the flu. But it was never because of apathy. It was never because I felt so bad I didn't feel like practicing. The times that I didn't practice with the flu is because I thought I would reinfect myself through the trumpet. It wasn't because I just didn't feel like. And this is the first time in my life I've ever had that feeling. So, yeah, for about, I think it's about 6 weeks, I had this terrible, terrible difficulty making myself practice because I just didn't feel like. In fact, a lot of times I just didn't feel like getting out of bed. And what I realized in the process was that making myself practice when I didn't feel like it was actually part of the cure, part of what I think, for those of you who know a little bit about, I haven't told anybody online what I'm going through, but the one thing I've had to reveal is that one of the aspects that comes and goes related to this is the breathing thing. And I've had to relay that because of, like in the live stream and stuff like that, not being able to play 8 measures without gasping for breath, right? And it turns out that the more I practice, the less I have issues with that. So that's what I mean. If I just got off my butt and practice, that starts to go away. And why am I telling you about it now? I teach these priorities, right? Where what you believe is first, your belief is first, we call it faith or your belief, or whatever your moral system is. Then your health is second, and your family is third, and then your work or your schooling is fourth, and then music comes last. Those are the priorities that I teach, and I teach these priorities. I have to make sure that people understand. I teach these priorities because I believe they make you a better musician. And otherwise, I wouldn't even be mentioning it. Even if I did believe in those priorities, I wouldn't mention it, because that's not what I do. I'm here to teach trumpet. But I truly believe that when you follow those priorities, your trumpet playing is improved. And when you get those priorities screwed up and make trumpet the most important thing in your life, or make trumpet more important than your health, or make trumpet more important than your family, it doesn't make you a better trumpet player, it makes you a worse trumpet player. But there are exceptions to what I teach. Just as, you would expect that, right? Because this is life. This is real life. This is not theory. And sometimes the reason we practice is for our health. And, the problem with the exceptions is you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. If you want to be a great trumpet player, if you want to be a great musician, it's important that you don't abuse these exceptions just so you can, in disguise, make trumpet the most important thing. You see what I mean? And have an excuse for it. It can't be like that. You will still make yourself a worse trumpet player, a worse musician. But that's where those morose thoughts from last night led me. You know, I'm going to recap here real quick. With only a few exceptions, and I'm not talking about famous people. I think a lot of famous people do wither away because of the travel. You get what I mean? I think it's harder for them. I'm talking about the local cats that play gigs. With only a very few exceptions, the local cats tend to play gigs all the way up to the days that they die. Some of them die on the gig. And what does that mean to me? That means that to at least a certain extent, playing the trumpet can be physically and mentally, for that matter, very therapeutic. I think there is a therapeutic nature that cannot be discounted or dismissed to the whole trumpet thing. Now, what happens, I think, and I got a taste of this, and I'm not going back. I think what happens is if you go too long without, then there's a weakness that sets in. And yes, you will wither away. I saw a taste of that. I could see that I was starting to wither away. I don't mean my trumpet playing. I mean my life force. I'm sorry for saying it that way. Yeah, I remember the old timers when I was younger used to say, you can't sit down for too long. You got to get up and get moving, because talking about the old people, right? You got to get up and move, because you will just wither away to nothing. And I'm starting to see that happen with the trumpet stuff. Boy, I really apologize for my hair. I didn't know it was like that. All right, guys. Well, that's just something for you to think about. There are exceptions to the priority list, and the health thing can be, the same thing for family, right? If your family is a musical family, then playing trumpet is part of your family. So anyway, that's food for thought. We'll see you on the next video. God bless you. And yeah, see you on the next video. Bye.